Is the southern border vulnerable to terrorists? Today we will see if the southern border. I literally live like 20 to 30 minutes away from the TJ to SD, right, to San Diego border. But there are news that this border right here, and maybe the border along all the way over there, right, all the way to Florida, or all the way over there, right, it might be in trouble from terrorists. We will see right now why. And so make sure you focus on the matter, and all those comments of hate and happiness and concern, put them down below because I want to read them. I want to think what you think about what is going on over there in the border. You already know there are millions and thousands of Americans, actually not Americans, what the fuck, of immigrants trying to cross the border over here. Either San Diego, Eagle Pass, Texas, and all the way over Arizona, where the border is located. And so in this video, you will see why it might be vulnerable to terrorists. Let's get to it.
Quarterly warning Hamas and Hezbollah terrorists could be crossing the southern border. As sources reveal, there have been more than 23,000 known gotaways this month alone. Our next guest has nearly 3 decades of immigration and homeland security experience. Laura Reese is the director of the Heritage Foundation Border Security and Immigration Center, and she joins us now. Laura, I just got to go straight to the numbers because I think they tell a great story and not so great at the same time. So if you compare the fiscal year 17, 18, 19, and 20, you got 2, 6, and 3. But if you go to fiscal year 23, you got 169 people that are on the terror watch list. Should we be concerned?
Absolutely.
Dude, before she says anything, 169? Dude, what is going on in the southern border? What is going on over there? What the fuck? Hey, if you are from here, from California or somewhere around the states that have the border, and dude, what is going on over there? Because, real quick, I see lots of immigrants sometimes, in the streets. Sometimes they come and, they hide as homeless, even though they got support from the government, they come as homeless sometimes, not all of them. Not all of them, but let's see what she has to say.
Absolutely, because in addition to that number, we also have at least 1.6 million known gotaways. These were illegal aliens who purposely evaded the Border Patrol, gave up their free plane ticket to anywhere in the U.S. because they didn't want to be fingerprinted. So we have to assume among them are additional known or suspected.
See? That's not good. Real quick, fingerprinting here, dude. When they ask you for for the DOJ, right, per se, when you're trying to get a job at a corporate kind of company, you need, and this is true, you need 100% to get either a license with fingerprinting. You go into the postal office and they do the fingerprints right here, all 10 fingerprints. Sometimes, it's just like this, maybe the middle, actually not the middle finger, the pointer finger, and sometimes this, right, the thumb, or maybe 5, right? You put them right here, they scan each and every one of them, and then they take all your detailed information about who you are. And that's not here at the border. At the border, you have your visa, you got your passport, you got stuff like that, right? But they still know who you are. They still know who's coming into this country. Now, immigrants that come from who knows where, South, Central, Mexico, who knows, right? Or from every other else in the world that meet here on the border, they don't want to do fingerprinting. Now, in your own opinion, would you think that's a good thing? Would you think that maybe murderers, people that kill, the simple words, man. Simple words for the simple man, right? And rapists, people that sell drugs, drug dealers, people that are bad, that are bad influences, right? Because there is a crisis of fentanyl all the way over there from, from Mexico or from who knows where, down south, to over here in the States. Now, wouldn't we agree that we at least need some kind of identification, some ID? At least fingerprinting them, maybe take their name from where they come from, and then they can be free and do whatever they want. Because as you can see right here, I know the little video is blurry, but you can see that there's lots of people with lots of kids. When mothers come here to the US with kids, they expect that the government will help them because they have little lives, right? They have little bendiciones, they got little chills, right? They got the little blessings there walking with them. And it's not like kids can live outside, right? That's just that's unhuman. And so the government needs to do something about them. And so they give them the monetary aid, they give them lots of stuff, right? But they don't want to be fingerprinted, even though we don't know who's coming into our country, my country. I'm a patriot, I'm America, I'm all about America, right? But let me see what else you guys say.
Terrorists, convicted aggravated felons, drug smugglers, and human traffickers. So we have to act like the sleeper cells are already here in the U.S. and preemptively find them, and they should be detained.
So, Laura, I guess the question is, why do the folks feel
agree.
so comfortable coming now to our country illegally?
Because they know the border's wide open. There's been foreign nationals from over 160 countries who've come through that border just while Joe Biden has been in president. The word has gotten out, and they know that the open border policies are in place, and now is the time. So when illegal aliens get into the country, they call back home, they tell their family, they tell their friends, they say now's the time, it's easy to get in, and so the flow keeps coming.
So, Laura, it's not just people on the terror watch list. Apparently, encounters of Chinese illegal immigrants at the southern border have surged over 1,000%.
That's right. In 2020, a typical month would see about 1,000 Chinese nationals at the border, and just in September, that number has jumped to 7,000. And the vast majority of them,
from my perspective, that I see that you can see all the people sorry. You can see all the people, right next to the gate, right? That gate right there, right in front of you. All I can think of is, wow, so many people that come from there, so many immigrants trying to get an opportunity. But if you think about it, maybe in between this little segment of people that you see in front of you, maybe 3 or 5 or 10 of them know someone that sells drugs, that probably, is a killer, that probably is up to no good. You know what I mean? So, from the looks of it, we can judge and everything, right? But, we don't know who's coming into our country. Now, is the border vulnerable to terrorists? Duh! She just said it. She just said that, everybody that comes here, right? Everybody that gets an opportunity to step American soil, right? In the border, American soil, they call the relatives and say, Sobres, let's go. Let's go, bro. You know what I mean? They come, they try to tell them that, hey, you know what? The border is wide open. You can come anytime, anywhere, anytime, at any place. Right? And so, that's what's going on right now. At this instant of me making this video, there's probably 1,000 that are already up somewhere in here, spread apart in the US, It's true facts. It's facts.
are single adults, and most of them are male. So given the number of ways that China, Beijing spies on the US, we have to assume that there are Chinese spies that have come into the US and again act accordingly. Secretary Mayorkas of Homeland Security, unfortunately, has directed ICE to not arrest, not investigate, not detain a lot of many of the illegal aliens here, and Americans shouldn't wait for a terror attack to happen for the Biden administration to act.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not smart. I know they get these same numbers that we're reporting to our audience. Let's just hope that they change before something happens. Laura, thanks so much for joining the program today.
All right, folks, you heard it from the men and the women from Fox News, or enemy. First of all, I didn't know there were Chinese spies. You know, and it's probably more common than we think. You know, I think sometimes, wow. I mean, from my perspective, right? From my messed up warped perspective, I'm like, wow. What if that person does not matter the race? What if that person's a spy? You know, what if? What if they're trying to get intel from like what people eat, from what people do, from what people think? You know, who knows, man? I mean, hey, anything is possible in 2023 and in the world. Everything and anything is possible. And you can probably agree with me as well, okay? But you know, that's just going to another conspiracy theory, which I'm not gonna do here because this is a matter of the border, you know. We live, well, I don't know about the people watching this, but I live I know, right? But I live literally 20 to 30 minutes from the border, from San Diego to TJ, right? And you know, it is very common to see that, you know, there are fellow Mexicans or, you know, fellow Hispanics around this area, but you know, most of them are illegal. I know, right? Crazy, right? Illegal. Not saying all of them, but crazy amount are illegal. I'm not illegal, by the way. I am not illegal because I speak perfect English, okay? But anyways, I'm glad, and I will suggest to leave the comment if you want to know more about the matter or if you want to give your own opinion. I don't mind it. I'll be happy to read it. And if it has a lot of value, maybe I'll make a part 2 responding to your and reacting to your comments, okay? So let's get more variations of content here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the 30 subscribers. This is indeed a reaction for me and the Apple, and I'll be signing out. Bye.